Và ngay bây giờ xin được kính mời Miss Tsagaantseg Khasbaatar đến từ Hội hàn và khoa học vật liệu Mông Cổ Mongolian Material Science and Welding Society với chủ đề Power Plant Stage Yard Steel Company Reconstruction of High Pressure Pipelines, tái thiết đường ống áp suất cao tại công ty cổ phần nhà máy điện. Please warmly welcome.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. I am so happy to stand in this stage. On behalf of Mongolian Material Science and Welding Society, I am a member, Tsagaantsetseg. It's so hard to call my name, I understand. Today my topic is thermal power plant for state joint stock company, reconstruction of high pressure pipelines. And firstly, I want to talk about in our region, in our country, special things. And our country is located in the center of Asia, and two big countries, boundary in China and Russia. And we have 4 seasons, spring, winter, fall, summer. Mongolia has a continental climate with a long, harsh winter and short summers. So we really need thermal power plant heating and energy sector, really important. Over the 8 months, and we so cold, and heating system is supplying for really important in every household and whole city. And before a slide mentioned about in one of the biggest so coldest year, 2000 to 2001 is minus 40 degrees, so cold. And please previous, and how can I move this? Yes, thank you. And so average heights ranged of minus 33 to in winter, and summertime 25 to 35. And our Mongolian population now currently in 3.6 million people living, and capital city of Ulaanbaatar now, you see that in 4 years, and 1.6 to 1.7 million people living, and population is increasing in the city, and Ulaanbaatar population average annual growth rate is around 1.7 to 2.3. And growing is manually driven by internal migration and natural increase birth. And also some countryside people is mostly moved to in a city, and there is so much customers increasing in supplying energy sector. The increasing concentration of population in the city is putting more pressure on infrastructure, housing, and social service, and also in our sector. Yesterday, some of in our members, AWF members and another Vietnam people is asking about how's your country, how's the Ulaanbaatar, and so I'm going to show you a short video in Ulaanbaatar. No music, it's okay. It's Genghis Khan. It's in our government places. And some of our members visited in the last year in Mongolia. You walk it and take a picture, right? And there is, you see there's a big apartment, it's construction and mining field is developing, and so energy and that sector is really important. So there is a real construction is doing connection with the welding. And also some people asking about which month is very good to travel. And we in our Mongolian team suggested to July and August is so beautiful. And summer, and short summer is so July and August so beautiful to travel in Mongolia. There is a Gir district. There is some of them no supply the heating thermal system, and so their own household made their own fire and heating, and just only electricity is come. And some of them they actually is organized in a heating system by energy and electricity, but price and every household and some costs so increasing, and they depends on own economy, and mostly they made by manually is firing. Sorry. There is Ulaanbaatar's and thermal power plant is looking, and the first line is three kind of two, and heating and electricity and manufacturing and supplying to the customers. And the second line is just only in the Gir district. That actually, and before slide I mentioned about Mongolian population is growing, and so we are also growing by heating thermal system. And that's the second line is Gir district around, and also supplying the heating system. That's going to decrease the air pollution also. Thermal power plant is for, and in our engineering team is working on their pipeline welding work and reconstruction works. And thermal power plant actually is made by foundation ceremony started 1987. And also started to 1983, and the first unit capacity of 80 megawatt was commissioned. In 1984, 2 units totaling 180 megawatt. In 1985, 3 units totaling 280 megawatt. 1986, and 4 units totaling 380 megawatt. In 1995, units totaling 460 megawatt, and in 1991, 6 units totaling 540 megawatt installed. That's actually always improving and always reconstruction and did it. And 2007, and capacity of unit TF5 has increased by 20 megawatt. In 2015, turbo generator number 7 was put under operation, and 2019 to 2020, and turbo generator number 1 to 4 were upgraded, resulting in a total installed capacity of 772 megawatt electric power and heating gigawatt of thermal energy, and 1,586. And it's in our thermal power plant and manufactured and connected with the Russian technology. And the energy, actually, thermal power plant is the most of the #1 biggest and the power plant in Mongolia. For example, energy consumption and supplying, and 59% is supplying the energy, and Mongolia, and in other is 41. And there is a heating consumption as thermal power plant is actually 55%, and so it's the biggest one. You see then outside of the thermal power plant installed capacity I mentioned before, and I want to show that speak. And there is a boiler and a number 128, and manufactured here in capacity, and also started use it here. And every year, and so peak loading is so much, and so every year we, our engineers trying to reconstruction and improving. It's really important. Engineers is still working on fixing it. It's turbine, and turbine also have you see the turbine model also in the first line and second line in manufacturing years, and capacity and they started using years as you see. And so of course it's last 40 years, over the 40 years, and we have to improving and reconstruction. That's really important for us. Firstly, in our engineers worked on this pipeline inspection. Defects are cracking it so much, and so next page you're gonna see they have to work it there. And I'm going to show you in the purchasing pictures. And first, he is in our general engineer in Altasuk. And he is so managing everything and also working with the team. And he is so very best manager. And also you see that the two kind of structure. One is permitted standard. One is another and over the standards. It's you see that there is an beneath per lead structure rated and 7 points. It's over the permitted standards. And so he's made this research. Compare that things. We are living in a time when Mongolia faces an urgent need to define a path towards rapid development and to implement large-scale industrial and infrastructure projects. It's clear that these developments are unimaginable without a reliable supply of fuel and energy. The energy demands of central energy system has been increasing year by year, and comparing electricity consumption 2020 with that of 2024, it has risen by 12.8%. You see then that lower that table, and for 5 years, and peak load increase, and that's related to the population also. And so, and also developing means in developing apartments and a population, everything is increasing. It's directly is connecting. And a welding procedure, the pipe ends and were belowered at 15 angle, and a baking ring with the wide of 30 millimeter and thickness of 3 millimeter was installed. The ring was tack welded at the 45 angle to prepare for welding. The root pass welding was performed using TL39 electrodes and 2.5 millimeter, manufactured by a leg company in the Russian Federation. That second line is pipe ends and were prepared according to the welding process specification, and the welding was carried out in the 6G position using the pat joint configuration. The welding was performed using TL39 and TMLDU electrodes. The reheating period to the welding was conducted at 300 Celsius also. Heat and treatment. You're gonna see this heat and treatment procedure involved a controlled heating rate of 0.1 per second up to 300 Celsius, followed by a gradual increase from 300 Celsius to 725 is over 3 hours. The pipeline was held at 725 for 2 hours, depending on the wall thickness. After that holding period, it was cooled down to 300 Celsius over a span of 3 hours and allowed to cool to ambient temperature under installation. Mechanical testing. You said there is a bow and picture and table and a welding seam pipeline with dimension and also sampling location too, and also hour just a little bit different, 12 hours and 6 hours. The strength and specific. Boiler stream collection chamber pipe modernization. It's a action picture. Action picture is looking like an old version, and after that in the welding after it's changed. It's like in a pipe modernization. Conclusion. As a result, Complete implementation of the project to extend the service life and upgrade the high-pressure pipeline of power plant 4 state-owned company, the technical reliability of plant operation for over 40 years since its commissioning has been fully ensured. This major modernization initiative stands as a model project, making significant contribution to the stable and sustainable development of Mongolian energy sector. Thank you for attention, and please, and if you have any detailed question, I'm going to connect within our engineers and give it to you, and so good detailed information give it to you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.